Hey guys, it's Holy Taboo, and I'm here with the newest member of the Awakening family. Yes, the Tamer Awakening is finally here. The Celestial Staff. I don't know, okay, name-wise, a bit interesting. But I must say, when I first saw it and saw what it did, I was a little bit unsure. I tried it a bit and I was like, eh. But I tell you what, after a little bit of practice with this, I think this could be a new favourite class of mine. The Tamer's always been really fun, but this feels so smooth to grind with. I've got the weapon, I think in this part, I've got the blue one to duo or to pry, and it's quite nice to go around with, but wow, it's so smooth. The moves feel really good, and it looks spectacular in my opinion. Anyway, so that's my opinion on the weapon. Now let me go through some things. Now what I'm going to do, again, just like I did with the ranger one, I'm going to start off just against some test dummies. I'll just go through what the skills do, read about them, and just show you some of the things so far which I've used to combo some things together. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the moves that we've got from the Awakening. The first one, as we know, if we press C, you're automatically going to go from your staff to your sword, or vice versa. So if I move that out of the way, you'll get a good idea here. So there you go, from sword to staff. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now, one of the things that we do have, which is really, really nice, and I know I said I was going to be at the training dummies, but actually I just deleted all my footage, so I've got to do it again, but more at pirates. So, you know, let's take that as a good thing. So, we're not going to be at training dummies for this, you're actually going to see it live in action. So, if I aggro some of these and I press Q, as the talent said, yes, as you'll see, we have now a full-on block. And the block is really nice. So, we've now got a pretty reliable block which can do a good bit of damage for us, or say reduce a good bit of damage for us, which is pretty cool. So let's have a look at some other things. We have, let's go to this one, our Hazelh Berserk. Now this is quite cool because our Z move, which we absorb our power, gives us an attack speed buff. It was really cool to have this. Now the first thing, Hazelh becoming invincible is not so insane because obviously at the moment it pretty much already is. But this is now our defensive buff. For the Tamer, and this you can use for engaging. It gives you a plus 20 DP for 30 seconds, plus 15 move speed, and plus 30 resist. So if you're in your bow stance or staff stance, press Shift E. As you'll see, here we go. Look at all these buffs. That's really nice. And actually, just a thought, I should probably put the UI on very quickly, just so we can see what I'm actually doing. So move these here. Perfect. So, like I said, that was just shifty, but obviously it's on cooldown now. But if you look, I'm pretty rapid now, and obviously you can tank quite a lot of damage with that going on. So that's pretty nice, and it's really good for an engaging tool. Now, this is our first sort of like interesting move that you get, this cloud stomping. Now, there's two parts to this, or three, shall I say. The first is the actual move, which is just down and F, and you'll see you put your pole on the floor and you jump down. Now, what it does say, there's a few extra parts that you can do with this. If you press left mouse button while in the air, you'll come down with that sort of attack, or you can do shift left or right to do an evasive move. So let's have a look. So if we do, we've got some mobs to try this out. So if I do that down F and hold left click, you'll see I've gone down and I've done an attack on it. I'll just clear these out. There we go. And the second part of that, like I said, is basically an evasive move. So if I do SF followed by shift and A and D, and I'll do an evasive move in the air, and you see that, and that's really nice because it does count as an iframe, or at least from what I've seen. So if you think you're going to get hit by something, you can use that to get out of harm's way. Now, let's go into some interesting parts. So we have our normal attack. So there's three parts to this. You've got your standing attack, which is your left mouse button. You have your forward part of the attack. And then you have your moving part, as most of the classes do. And as you see, it's a very sort of standard, not necessarily so overwhelming move. But hey. And while I clear these, I'll try not to use much awakening stuff until we get to those actual skills. So I'm probably at the worst place to do this, apologies. Okay, so let's have a look at some of our other ones. This is where it starts getting a bit interesting now. So, I'll move a bit back. We have our Hazelh Dance. Now, this is holding back and left mouse button, and if you hold it down, you'll keep doing it. Now, from what I've seen, there's two parts to this. You have your normal hit, and then your uppercut damage. So together it's about 1000 damage. It's quite nice. A plus 2 actually is nice. You get HP and mana on successful hit. Now you also put stiffening on the chop damage, which is quite nice, and if the last hit lands, you'll also get float. And it's also got quite a nice hit chance. And obviously as this goes up, the damage will go up, same with the accuracy and same with the mana recovery. So again, if you just go up to mobs, we hold back and left mouse button, you'll see, oh, if I'm in the right stance. There we go. You see the attacks there, and you see what it does. Let's wait for the cooldown to go off, and we'll go quickly find a new target for that. Oh, one guy spawned here. Oh no, it's not, it's a chest. Typical, isn't it? So let's go to these guys while we're in the awakening. And you get to see nice attack, pretty decent damage, and you know, pretty easy. Walks very nicely when you're doing your moves. So let's go to one of our other moves. This is interesting as well. So Garda or Garda, however it's supposed to pronounce. This is a really cool one because it's very sort of like polearm-esque. If you press F and you hold it, you'll do a chop attack down and a chop attack up. You also get your axi buff on this, you gain MP, and also you do get a forward guard while doing this. And if the uppercut goes, it will knock them up in the air, which is nice, and it still does this in PvP. It also puts the damage debuff on, so it's really nice to put this in, a -10. So again, also what you have to do is go up to some mobs, in this case, and press F, and you'll see how it works. See that? It's nice. You saw the knock up there. It was pretty good. Now I don't know if it knocks off on cooldown. Doesn't look like it does, so while it's not on cooldown, it won't knock up. But as you see, the damage is still pretty nice. And you can imagine if you start comboing some of these together, these knockups and floats, you're going to get some pretty nice damage. So this guy's going to come over, isn't he? Of course. We can use some of those lovely skills we've just gone through. Fantastic. Goes through very easily. So let's have a look at some others. And it feels like you're cutting through these quite simply. Oh, you really are. The damage is really nice in this. So let's go to Moonlight Strike. This is our gap closer. This is a really cool move as well. In fact, like I said, I really like the Tamer's moves. I think they're fantastic. So move forward quickly with a powerful strike. So this is just done by pressing forward and F. It's basically a small nuke at this point. So 602 damage times 3 at this level. 100% crit chance. It puts an MP per successful hit, which is nice. It puts a bleed damage on, and it also stiffens. You also do get the super armor, so keep in mind having a stiffen is brilliant. Now if you combo your Moonlight Strike, say for instance with your Garda, you're pretty much guaranteed to get that knockoff because they're stiffened. But let's just see anyway. So forward F into mobs, forward F, and you saw it there, nice stiff. And again, I've done the Garda afterwards just to show how a nice little combo is. And actually for PvP, that's a potential nice opener because you'll get the stiffen and then you'll get the knock up from that move as well, which is really nice. I think this is a really nice little combo. It's something you should definitely test out. So let's carry on. What else do we have in our new arsenal? I'm going to leave this one here because it's quite an interesting one, but we'll save that till the end. Now, Echoing Pierce. Now this is really cool. This is the first talent I think they've put in, which is a specialised one, basically to make you switch between stances. Now you can hotbar this, and it's what it tells you to do at the start. And I'm glad because my spirit's up so I can show you a cool move here. So I've put it on 3 as you can see here. Now if I do it, it does a 2-prong attack. Now let's go for it. The forward attack does 690 times 3 at this level, and you also have a back attack which does a little bit less but still a good amount. It also has a high crit chance, or 100%, Axi +3, super armor, and it stiffens on the forward attack, which is nice. And it pushes enemy forwards on attack. Now obviously that's more for farming, but it's quite nice and it's a good bit of damage just to put in there. Now I don't know how much you use this in PvP other than trying to put things together, but it is really useful. Now the best part is up at the top. Now obviously I can't move the mouse because you won't see it, but it says use space in certain situations. Now if you're in your sword stance, after you use bolt, jolt, flash, what else was there, stance shift or flash pole thrust, if you use left and right mouse button together, you will then do the Echo Pierce. So this is the way you can transition. So this is a move. If I just hotbar it, you'll see the front and back attack. Now if I just go into sword stance, I'll go do a bolt, jolt, and then press the 2 buttons together. As you see, I went into that. And that should also work if I go back and do a flash and press 2 together. As you see, I automatically do the Echo Pierce, and it's really good because it puts you straight back into your staff attack. So that is really useful, and it does pretty good damage. Now what you can do, if I do some other moves, as you'll see, it did say press space, so whatever move I do, even if it's just a normal attack, I'll always do the Echo Pierce. So this has some really good potential to combo some things together. So as you see, no matter what move we do, if we hit space, it'll basically fill it out. So it's almost like our old play style to that extent, where we're always going on space. So let's just get rid of these quickly. And as you'll see, I can start using it here. So if I do bolt, jolt, and then the 2, you see I've gone into the pole move, or I should say the staff, which is really nice for transitioning. Now, This is a cool move, the all-round spinner. I love this move, and it's so annoying that I'm not 58 because I'd love to get this a bit higher. But this is what I'd say is our big hitter. We have a spinning damage 375 times 7 hits with an uppercut damage 375 times 4 hits at this level. 70% chance actually goes up. It stiffens on hit, it has floating on the upper chance hit, and you also get forward guard. This is really good, and obviously as that goes up you can see the damage gets huge and 100% chance to crit. This is big. Now it's also your 100% spender. Now fortunately as I've been killing these, we've been getting it together. So look, if I press shift and right click now, this is a 100% version. I mean, wow, look at that. It's an army of dogs. It's absolutely fantastic. Now as you see, you can't use this when it's on cooldown, so you do have to use this, say, sparingly but at the right time. Now if I just got up some mobs, these should be over. And here we go, I'll do it again, and that's what it normally looks like. But as you see, the damage is huge for this move. I really like this. I think it's a great move. It looks cool and it's fun to use. Now the best part about this move is well, it combos really nice with some of your other moves. What it doesn't say is if you do this after you've done Bolt Jolt, and we can test with Flash as well. I don't know if it does with Flash. If you do this after Bolt Jolt, you'll instantly go from sword stance to your staff. So here, watch. And there you go. See, I didn't have to do anything other than the usual Bolt Jolt and then do a shift right click to take me into the bow stand. That's really cool. Now just for science, and actually I should have tested this before doing this because I'm trying to record this all in one. Let's see if it does it after Flash. Yep, and just as I presumed, if you do it after Flash, you'll also go into your bow stance. So they are really cool moves. Now there's one other big move which I've not said about, and this is a really fun one. This is probably the first move that I know of where it gives you sort of your forward, left, right and back with the right mouse button will give you a different attack. So there's 4 parts to this. You have your Vermilion Bird attack, which is your forward and right mouse button. Your Vermilion Bird attack does a decent amount of damage. It does, I believe, the highest out of all of them at the start. Now if you look, as you see, when you've done your move, it also then gives you some different parts. So if you do Vermilion Bird attack, it will inflict floating. If you do the Black Turtle, it will do the bound. If you do the White Tiger, it will stiffen, and if you do the Azure Dragon, it will stun. So these are some nice ones. So if we look at the Azure Dragon now, so say for instance left and right mouse button, when I'm in the right stance, you'll see it will stun, or it should stun. There you go, and you can see that stun on them. So that's pretty nice. So let's have a look at some others. Let's go to Turtle. So Turtle was back and right mouse button. So we'll do this to this poor guy here. It's really good. We'll try Vermilion. And that's the one that puts the bleed on. I should probably wait till it actually comes off cooldown. There you go. Very nice, very cool. And I can't remember the final one now off the top of my head. It's the right click one, which is the... where are you? The White Tiger. Oh, how could I forget this? This is fantastic. Watch this. The claw coming across. Really cool. I think that's awesome. So automatically, I'd say the Tamer's got some really cool moves here. Some of them look fantastic. And I really enjoy the playstyle so far. It's so fluid how it goes. Now, let's have a look at some of the flows quickly that I've got. Now, being only 57 means I've only got a limited number, but we'll have a look at what I've got so far. 2 of them basically link. We've got Leaves Dropping, which is just left click and shift, or right click and shift, or reverse S and shift. And what you'll see is you basically do a very quick move. Now actually the other part of the move that you saw there is the other flow which was underneath it. And I'll quickly show you that once I deal with this guy. Perfect, so let's have a look. So the second part is you can do it straight after. So you can do a double move. So ideally you could do dirt dirt, or when that comes back off cooldown, you could do like a left and back, right and back. But keep in mind this is an iframe and it is really fun to dodge around with. Now the other 2 that I've got is, and I don't know how necessarily how good these are going to be in PvP, but again the damage does look really nice when you look at it like this. This Flow Ascension is while you're doing your Garter attack, if you press down and F, you'll do this Ultra Smash attack, which is really cool. Really good damage and 100% chance to crit. So let's see if we can find someone who we can practice this on. So we're going to do an F followed by a down F. So here we go. So F followed by down F, and you see that smash attack is absolutely brutal. It's really nice, something simple there to go in your arsenal. Something that I think is really cool. Again, these flow skills make this class really fun to play. And the last one that I have is this Flow Intimidation. Let's move out of the way here before we get attacked by every other mob in the world. After doing certain moves, you can press down and F to basically do this uppercut damage effect, which is really cool. So you get the effect of Highling Uppercut without it going on cooldown. So Highling Uppercut, if you remember, we did that. Oh, if I get in the right stance. If you do that, and you get that effect. Now, if that's on cooldown, what you can do, say for instance you do it after your shift move, you see let's try it there we go. If you do it properly, as you see, the skill went on cooldown, and you can do it afterwards, and it's really nice for linking some things together. It will also do it with some of the other moves, as you can see. So this is a really good way, again, to get your skills flowing together to get them really nice and going. So let's have a look at just a couple of other things to get some good damage output for your new Tamer. So, okay, the last few things I'll go over now is how can we put all this into practice. Now I'm worried that these mobs aren't really going to give me enough, but I'm just going to run around just for a few seconds just so we can, I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically try and do this almost in a PvP situation. So if you've managed to get that off, that's fantastic, but you're going to grab Bolt, Jolt, refresh that, straight into your spin, and then you might even then go into your forward F followed by a normal F, which should CC pretty much anything in your path at this point, which is really nice. Now again, I'll try and slow that down on the video straight afterwards, but it's simple, and I'll do it again. So you're going to grab, shift left click, hold it down, cancel it, go straight into the spinning slash, and you can use the F. Now the nice part about the F is that you're going to get the magic defense reduction, so that's a pretty nice. And again, if you're going to open, the really simple open is that followed by that. So just a really simple F, forward F into a normal F. Now if you want to do full DPS rotation, realistically when you're farming, it's best to go in and out of your staff and sword stance. If you want to just stay in your staff though, I suppose the best thing that you can really do, obviously you've got your opening, which was your forward F, but then cycle into a legendary beast power. I'm going to do the major damage one for now. You can then do your Highling dance, followed by obviously your all-round spinner, and that would be a very easy way to clear. Now if you want to do it really efficiently, you're going to do something similar to what I've showed you with that PvP opening. So maybe even open with flash just to get the debuff on. So Bolt, Jolt into your, I'll do it again, Bolt, Jolt into your all-around spinner, then you can do your legendary beast power into your Highling dance, and that will kill most things. This is a really nice way of doing this, and of course with all these moves you can always put the Echo Piercer in as well to basically combo them together further, and that will put you into such a nice position because everything just flows so nicely with this awakening. I have to admit, I think it's such a fun awakening, and I really do enjoy this. And I hope some of these things really help you out into learning to play the Tamer that bit more. There's so much more that I need to learn, and again, when I get to 58, look at all these extra things I'm going to be able to get. I believe this full moon one is going to be pretty huge. That's at 59 though, but I think the nicest one's this Cloud Rider. Now look at this. It's basically a really good engage, which you're going to bound people if you hit them as well. So the damage is going to go up. And basically, all I can say is this is super fun to farm with. It feels so nice. It's such a treat to play. So for those of you who have a Tamer who's 56 and can get the awakening weapon, really have a go. But don't forget, try and learn to switch in and out of your sword as much as possible. Don't always try and rely on the all-round spinner to do it, because if it's off cooldown, you're going to find yourself in trouble. Now the only other things I will say is obviously about switching out of your stance now, because that's quite important. I've showed you ways to switch in, but now you've got to find a way to get out. Now there's a few ways to do this. The first is if you go from stance and you bolt and jolt, as you see it will take you straight out. It will also work if you do your I believe shift F. No, shift F no longer takes you out. That's fine. Grab will definitely take you out. So here you go. Yes, of course. So you've got bolt and jolt, which will take you out. That's quite a nice one. You can then do a grab, and grab will take you out. Now if you do bind trample, I used to bind trample, but I've taken it out at the moment. So if we just put this here at number 5 for instance, if you're in your staff stance, you can trample straight out of the bind. Now they're your 3 ways you're going to get out. So bolt, grab or trample, and that will take you out of the stance. But really the only main ways to get in at the moment that I've found, it's either pressing straight into Echo and Pierce if it's on your hotbar, or pressing left right mouse after doing either flash or using bolt jolt, or going to all round spinner after you've done again either flash or bolt jolt, and that should take you in and out the awakening weapon accordingly. So there you go, just some really basic things for you to try out on your Tamer. Again, I think this weapon is so cool and so fun to play with. I've been doing more and more with it. I'm trying to get some more footage. I do understand that a lot of this is really sort of basic. It doesn't help that I'm 57 on my Tamer, but I plan to get it to 58 by this weekend if possible. And if that's the case, I'll put up some more videos on this. But this is a really, really fun awakening, and it really brings the Tamer together, I think. I know there's been a bit of people talking about it who aren't so keen, but I really think this is fun. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to play a little bit of video, a little bit more of me grinding with it, just so you can have a look. And then I'll cut it off with some music. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, guys, and see you soon. Bye.